I feel like I loved who I was in that home instantly. I loved how I felt looking out the window into the beautiful sky.
I walked through so often on the ground, but to see it from above, to see sort of the roofscapes and the mosque and the different streets that crisscrossed. Some ran down the mountain, others sliced up the grid, and I missed that when I moved from AiRK.
I immediately had in mind a Latin term, genius loci, which can be translated as the spirit or the particularity of a place. How would I describe the genius loci of Kobe? The winds as messengers between the ocean and the mountains. That always gave me a feeling of ease, always well oriented, with the mountains in the back to the harbor.
The park in the hill and with the observatory. I love this place. I used to go there every day because I was working at the CAP studio and needed some inspiration from nature. It really felt like so disconnected from the rest of the world, yet it was the first time I felt like I was being part of the city in a way.
We discovered that there was a radio tower that had been installed in the 1930s in a local park. Of the 450 that were installed in the 1930s and 40s in Japan, only 35 remain, one of which is in Kobe. We didn't know before we came to Kobe that this radio tower existed.
Space O in Motomachi, where I had the opportunity to perform twice, both times with my dear friend Hirotaka Shirotsubaki. There are so many local musicians performing there, there is so much quality.
Was the Minatoyama Onsen, which was about a 20-minute walk from the AiRK apartment. Especially if I'd taken a day of walking up in the mountains north of the city, to be able to come down from the hills and then just go straight to the onsen was so relaxing. Everyone at AiRK was so generous in letting us have all these resources, letting us use the studio in Kitano Mado, use the exhibition space. They introduced us to loads of really amazing people.
Nonobiki Reservoir. It felt so awe-inspiring. I can't quite articulate it, but the feeling of scaling the mountain and walking through the forest and then coming out to this huge horizon, I actually dream about it a lot now.
I love the bathtub at AiRK on the 3rd floor, the mint green tile. But my very first night in Kobe, I remember I dreamt I was a small mouse and I was hidden away on this large clipper ship. And the ship was set sail across this darkening but relatively calm sea.